back to the garage. Today, clutch cable lubrication and clutch lever free play adjustment. You're going to need a couple of things. This is what I did, but I used a pipette, paper towels, adjustable wrenches, and some Lube oil because the manual says you could just use some engine oil to lubricate the cable. If you don't want to use engine oil, you use lithium soap-based grease. Also, disclaimer, I'm not a professional, doing this for entertainment purposes only. Alright, let's get started. First, you're going to remove the rubber coverings. And right now, I'm going to loosen up that lock nut right there. And you're going to bring that lock nut all the way to that adjusting nut. And then you're going to bring both of them as close to the lever as you can. Second, you're going to take the sheathing adjusting bolt right there, which I'm doing. You're going to loosen up that lock nut. And you're going to adjust that knob so the sheathing is as short as possible. This is going to make it easier to pop that cable out. Which, for some reason, was a little bit hard for me to do this time. I don't think I shortened the sheathing enough. But no big deal. So you line up those slots, pull the sheathing, and pop the cable out. And as you're popping it out, once it's free, you just make sure that there's no fraying of the cable and the cable looks okay. Alright, now I'm going to be using that pipette. I'm going to fill that pipette, including the entire bulb. Just fill that whole thing up. It's a little hard because that pipette that I bought isn't that stiff. So that oil is so viscous, it was kind of hard for it to suck it up. So the first thing I did, I tried just shoving it in the sheathing, but it didn't really work too well. The reason it didn't work, because every time you squeeze that pipette, it would just come right out of the sheathing. It wouldn't go into the sheathing. So basically, I tried something else. I loosened that nut on the sheathing and exposed another end of the sheathing. And basically, I just used that pipette and dropped the oil right into it. I dropped a couple drops into it, and then I'd move the cable up and down, and I'd do it again. I'd put the drops right on the cable itself, and it acted as a capillary action. So the oil would hit that cable and would get sucked right into it, and then moving it up and down helped it along. So I emptied the whole entire pipette doing it this way, and it worked pretty good. Just took a little longer than if you had like one of those tools. Motion Pro makes one of those lubrication tools. It's a handy little thing, but I didn't have one. So anyway, after you injected all the oil into the sheathing, then you make sure that it's coming out the bottom of the sheathing, which I'm doing here. I'm just making sure, and you can see all the dirt that's coming out of it. My cable was pretty bad. That's why I'm doing this. You could tell just when I was pulling my clutch, it just felt sticky and just wasn't smooth. So now I'm going to be putting the cable back into the lever. Easy peasy. Kind of same procedure in reverse. You line up those slots, pop it into the lever. Alright, we're getting the cable into the lever. Now we're putting it through the slots, and it's in. I'm just doing a little bit of adjusting with the lock nut and the bolt right there. And when I'm done, make sure that the slot is facing towards the handlebar. This just makes sure that the cable won't pop out. Not that it will, but... Alright, now I'm doing the fine tuning with the sheathing nut. I'm going to call it a sheathing nut. And I'm making sure the lever has about 10 millimeters to 15 millimeters of free play. Once I ensure that there's that much free play in the lever, then you can tighten the lock nut on the sheathing, and you're pretty much done. You just gotta put the rubber coverings back on the lever, and we're good to go. Right now I'm just getting a feel for the lever. It feels so much better just by putting that little bit of oil in the cable. That's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Definitely suggest that you guys do this if you haven't done it for a while. It makes a big difference. So again, stay tuned. Might have another maintenance video next week. And just trying to get through this damn winter. It snowed again. Can't ride. It's going to be in the teens in the next week, couple of weeks, I don't know. We'll get through it. Stay tuned, thanks.